Hello, everybody, and welcome to YouTube. I'm keeping that intro in. I don't even care. I don't even care if it's unprofessional. I just welcome to our YouTube channel, but also welcome to the website known as YouTube. In this video, this is something that someone requested a while ago. They wanted to see Bryn's take on a William Yorick deck using short supply. So Bryn is the Will Yorick expert on the channel, has played a lot of Will Yorick, is very good with Will Yorick, and short supply, like, this is basically just, like, there's really nothing special about what short supply does.
You get to start the game with 10 cards in your hand.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Like, it's not going to change the Will Yorick deck too much, but what I'm thinking we're going to do for this video is Bryn's going to kind of just walk through the deck. He's going to like build a level 0 deck, and then we're going to upgrade it a bit in the upgrade path that Bryn would follow, assuming that like he gets the XP he wants in the order that he wants to buy them. So I think the first thing I'm going to add, Bryn, if it's okay with you, is one copy of short supply. How does that sound?
Yeah, that seems fine. We're also going to go ahead and add one copy of that blue permanent that lets you take any number of actions on your first turn, but only to play geared up.
Mm-hmm.
Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Then as with every Will Yorick deck, I'm going to put cherished keepsakes and leather coats in the deck.
Yeah.
They're going to stay here unless I decide that there's a different item that uses those slots, like maybe I want to play a bandolier instead of my leather coats.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But probably not.
Yeah.
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out which ally we want to play, or possibly allies, depending on the kind of deck that we really feel like building here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a couple of different things we can do. We could be trying to abuse things like the Mysterious Raven that discard themselves for an effect, cost almost nothing. We can just keep killing people and playing it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like it. But if I were playing solo, I would definitely be playing that card. Because, yeah, clues are tough when your book is 2.
Yeah, it also seems nice too, especially like because if you're playing your cherished keepsake, you can just like eventually just like keep bringing the one back that you need at that moment, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Any of the other level 0 red ally, like, they're all kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
Even Professor William Webb, although I will concede the point that succeeding at an investigation test is not the easiest thing in the world. And we would have to bend our deck a little bit out of shape in order to do that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We're not going to play him.
Mm-hmm.
No, what we are going to play is Beat Cop. Though this, if you need, could also be Greta Wagner, because she does the same thing pretty much as far as we're concerned, which is give us +1 punch.
Yeah.
We're really not looking at recurring either of these, leastways not at their level 0 version. Though Greta could be strong if you're not spending your money on anything else.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Then we want definitely some copies of Schaffner's catalog, because this is what we're going to play instead of emergency caches at level 0.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're pretty much just going to be playing item assets. That's what we want to do.
So then, like, looking at this right now, the plan is basically like Beat Cop is going to be our only non-item asset. Is that the plan?
Probably
kinda?
so. Yeah, like that's like our current plan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Everything else is probably going to be an item of some description.
Mm-hmm.
Schaffner's catalog also gets the edge over an emergency cache, because if we discard it with short supply, we can just play it out of our discard pile by killing somebody.
Yeah. Sick.
Then we probably need to find a way to kill enemies, because if we don't, Travis will make fun of us. Justin laughs, but it's the truth.
Yeah. No, it's laughing
Like,
to hide fear and pain. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of solid options here. chiefly because we can play blue level 0 cards. I like the survival knife a lot, but you could just as easily play like, you know, machete or even the sledgehammer or a 45 automatic if you wanted to. We also probably are going to want one of these other options as well. Though it could also be like one of the red ones, like the meat cleaver or a baseball bat. Doesn't matter. Whatever the second one is, first upgrade, we're taking it out.
Ooh. So what do you want the level of 0 to be? What should we put in for this? Just for this?
Could be just about anything. We'll take the meat cleaver because I think it might be like it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
I think. And if we don't hit our XP off of scenario 1 or scenario 2, we're not going to be too upset about it.
Yeah, it's still man. I think I have a hope that I think I know what you're going to want to put in for the weapon, and I hope it's the case, but we'll find out when we get there.
All right. It is entirely possible that for this deck we want to ditch the leather coat in favor of the bandolier.
So what I'm gonna do as well for the people who's watching this video and want to see like the deck, we're gonna show the upgrade path, but I'm gonna put like also as we go to these things, I'm gonna put them in the side deck for referencing how it's gonna upgrade as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. These guys aren't an item, but we're gonna play some active desperations because they are a surprise tool that will help us later.
Ooh, okay. I always like surprises.
How many more cards do we need?
You need 16 more cards.
16 more cards? Okay, well, we're going to ditch the leather coats, and so we're going to play bandages to make up for that. Because they're similar, a little more expensive, but they don't take up a slot.
Yeah.
So...
And they also will have good synergy as well with IMAT. Are we going to level 2 B cops in the future?
Assuming that we get the XP to pay for them, yeah.
Yeah, because then they have a really good synergy there as well.
They certainly do. And likewise, if you're playing the Greta Wagner instead, they also work real well with her. All right.
So for reference, I think we have 12 items in the deck. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, so 12 items to hit on your geared up. So this is something that a lot of people, there's a lot of like discourse about geared up, especially because the jury is still out on if it works with backpack or not because it's worded differently than ever vigilant. But like with this one, like are you looking for, like if you hit 3 items, are you happy? Like what's your like the
so
bottom
in a perfect
of the barrel
world,
for you?
We get to play 4 cards. And that's good enough.
Yeah.
If the first card is a Schaffner's catalog, then maybe we get to play all the cards in our hand. That would be pretty neat. Will it actually happen? Well, that's a different question.
Yeah, but like with me with geared up too, like when I look at it, like anything, like if you hit 3, it's like you've gotten your resource reduction, right?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Anything above that, it becomes thumbs up time. Like even if, like one of them, like you get 3 items and your 4th one's like Chair's Keepsake or Leather Coat, that's also good because then you got a free action out of it, even if you didn't get the resource reduction.
This is true.
All right. 14 more cards.
Now we gotta figure out whether we want to be spending... So the geared up makes it a little awkward for us to play cards like Prepared for the Worst. Because we can't play it on the first turn of the game anymore.
Yeah.
So we've got a plan around that. We're gonna definitely play some knives in our level 0. Just basic knife. Card's very strong in Yorick because we can just discard it to fight a +2 and +1 damage. So in order to get the same amount of uses out of it as we get for like a 45 automatic, it only costs us 3 money. Or 4 money, I guess that has 4 bullets. But we also get +2 on all of the attack actions, assuming that we can kill the thing we're attacking. And like the knife is probably coming out fairly early, so it probably kills whatever we're fighting. I'm gonna play Vicious Blow because we'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, and then for people wondering too, because the knife, the discarding is part of the cost, it's gonna be in your discard pile by the time you defeat the enemy.
Yeah.
Which means you can stab it, then pull the knife out and like look really cool.
It does. I don't think there's too many other items that we could play that wouldn't just be there for like the sake of, oh, this one's an item too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will play some Tennessee Sour Mash, though. Because we're going to play this instead of playing Guts in our deck.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Because it kind of does the same job for us. And is also an item, so plays into that same, like Schaffner's Catalog pays for it. We can play it for 1 less with Geared Up. We're probably in pretty good shape like that.
Yeah, one thing I like too is like with this Tennessee Sour Mash is because with this it's a short supply and a Geared Up and a Yorick deck. So treating like how can I change my guts into something that I can get the most value from all 3 things. Yeah.
Yeah, we want every, well, maybe not every card, but most of the cards that we put into the deck to be good with all of the things that we're trying to do. Yeah. We're as good with all of the things that we're trying to do as we can.
Yeah.
All right. We might choose to play... We're probably going to play Emergency Cash anyway. Probably. Because we might need a little bit of money to do some stuff.
Money's just always...
It's kind of good.
Yeah.
It's kind of good. How many more do we need?
6 more cards.
6 more cards. Alright, well these ones could probably be just about anything. For being honest, I've got pretty close to everything that I really want to have in the deck already.
I know what I'd put in this deck.
Yeah, that's fair. Stunning Blow is a very strong card. I may or may not have deck saved on Arkham DB with a vaguely, slightly vulgar name that plays both this card and Vicious Blow. But yeah, this card is very good.
Yeah,
it's never a bad time, really.
Yeah, the reason I actually am so high on Stunning Blow is because of you playing it in a Will Yorick deck. That was the first time I actually saw it in action, and I was like, wait a minute, this card's bonkers? Like, it's really good?
It is kind of strong.
Yeah.
You can use it to evade even epic monsters, because you have to pass a test in order to get the effect.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it was really just like,
Yeah. Past this point, it's pretty close to dealer's choice. Like, we could play Lucky because it's good.
Yeah.
We could play Resourceful because it's good.
Because it's good, yeah. Might as well, right? Just...
Yeah.
Run. Like is there any consideration for this, for a Glimmer of Hope in the decks?
We could play with it. Like we're discarding 10 cards off the top. We're hoping that if we do play this, we would be hoping that we'd hit as many of these as possible with that, because we never actually want to draw this card.
Yeah, no, that's the downside with this one. Like with some investigators,
Yeah.
like with Min and a Glimmer of Hope, you draw it and you're like, sick, unexpected courage, right? But with other people, like with this deck, you would rather draw like anything else.
Pretty close to anything. I'm really high on Talisman of Protection right now. However, I haven't got to play with it a whole ton, so...
It's an item.
Am I wrong to like this card that much? Maybe. Maybe.
I mean,
But,
I don't think so.
I think this card is like kind of powerful for what it does at level 0.
Honestly, in this deck, I'd probably run it over the Resourcefuls.
Yeah, the Resourcefuls, like, they're not items.
Yeah.
If they're in our discard pile off the like at the beginning of the game off the short supply, they don't do anything.
Yeah, because and like worst case scenario, you play these and they do nothing, and that means you've won the game.
You know,
right?
Yeah, like if no one ever dies, then like, you know, good job.
Yeah, that's what we call, like, yeah. If your Talisman of Protection never triggers, it was like we've done it.
That's cool.
And it's an item, so like it also hits off on Geared Up.
It definitely does, and we can recur it out of our discard pile when we kill an enemy.
Yep.
So we can theoretically keep our whoever our Clover is alive forever, just off of Talisman of Protection, as opposed to only being able to keep ourselves alive forever, which, well, good, has limited utility.
Yeah, no,
if your clue gathering teammate is dead.
Yeah, I think that's awesome here.
Yeah. We are gonna trade out the leather coats for the level 0 bandoliers.
Sure.
Because we only want the level 0 one.
Okay, sure.
I think. For what we're gonna do here.
All right. Well,
it's why we're playing. Not the only reason we're playing the bandages. Bandages are just kind of good when you can recur them.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
But it is the primary reason is because we aren't playing with the leather coat.
We're just gonna call this Will Yorick.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna clone this, and we'll get to the upgrades. And so, like, what we're gonna kind of do for the upgrades here, Bryn, rather than like give like set amounts, just kind of like your first XP, I would put into this, then this, then that.
So the first XP that we're buying is for a tool in order to be able to rip and tear until it is done.
Yep.
We're getting a chainsaw.
That's what I was hoping.
Ideally, 2 chainsaws.
2 chainsaws. All right.
Because we want to be drawing chainsaws. Also, they commit for 3 punch, so they're never dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, either you hit it off your short supply and you're like, great, I'll kill this guy and take his chainsaw.
So then we're going to cut one of the weapons for it. Which one would you cut?
Absolutely. Could be the knife. It could be the meat cleaver as well. We don't actually have a good way to abuse the meat cleaver. Yeah. So I'm fine losing the meat cleaver for the chainsaw. They also cost a similar amount, which helps us to maintain our economy.
Yeah. So the chainsaw, you spend 1 supply, fight, you get +2 fist, deal +2 damage. If it fails, you either place 1 supply on it or deal 1 damage to the attacked enemy.
Yeah. This is what the act of desperation is here for.
Yeah.
Is to discard the chainsaw.
So yeah. And then you get +X, deal +1 damage, where X is its cost, so it's gonna be +4, and if you succeed, which you're hoping you would, you get to get the money back, which conveniently pays for a chainsaw.
Yeah, like maybe the one you just put in your discard pile.
Yeah, like maybe.
Maybe.
Seems good.
You know. After that, we're probably looking at like upgrading our beat cops.
I think
upgraded beat cop is a lot better than level 0 beat cop.
Like looking at this, like he is a survivor, so like looking at this deck, like once we get to the upgrades, we're actually gonna like run out of priority pretty quick. Like at this point now, I'm you like probably do the survival knife, and then like it's all gravy from there, pretty much, right?
Yeah. After this, we're pretty much looking to upgrade survival knife, which is the reason that we have bandolier in our deck, is so that we can have the survival knife and the chainsaw in play at the same time.
Yep.
We're going to keep the level 0 knives, though, because they are another way to discard the chainsaw.
Yeah, very cheap way, yeah.
Which is also why we're keeping the level 0 bandolier.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
In order to make it easier for us to throw away our chainsaw, because we might not necessarily have an active desperation. But we definitely want to use the chainsaw on as many enemies as we can.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
After that, most things that you could upgrade to are going to be, luxury upgrades.
Yeah.
There's stuff that's not necessary. We could buy things like a level 4 Dig Deep. That card is very strong. It pretty much just means that we're never going to be eating damage from the Mythos deck.
Yep.
Pretty much ever again.
Yep.
That one's very good. Cornage does something very similar. Though you probably only want one or the other.
I'm putting these ones for the examples over here and also in the side decks. Just different, like, the gravy, the luxury, the stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Cornage is very strong, but I think I got a feeling that with the short supply, we probably won't actually need it.
Yeah, everything you need is going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I imagine as well, like, just when you have experience upgrading the luckies,
Yeah, you could upgrade the luckies. You could turn them into something else if you want.
Yeah. Like, upgraded vicious blows are also just, like, good.
Yeah. They're very strong. The fire extinguisher, like upgraded one, is very good. You could buy that instead of the knife if you wanted to.
Yep.
It would not be a bad thing.
Yeah, because like just the discard and then you kill one and then you just like walk away with your fire extinguisher just emptied but refreshed just right there. It's like a video game. Yeah, because like when you look at the core of the deck, like a lot of it is just stuff that's gonna like live at level 0, right? What does the upgrade of this one do?
Most of these things are fairly strong. One thing that you could upgrade to, you could upgrade to the ice pick, either the level 1 or the level 3.
Yeah.
Neither one of them is going to be bad for you.
Definitely, because like even then in theories, those could eventually also be what replaces the knife, right? Because they fit the exact same space.
They do a very similar job, only better.
Yep. Only better. You mean knife is outclassed?
Yeah, that happens a lot. You could buy yourself a Relic Hunter and any number of really cool accessory slot items.
Yep.
Such as the Nightmare Bauble, the Grizzly Totem, because most of our items commit for a single icon, and Grizzly Totem makes it 2. Could buy those two. We could buy a Bangle of Jinxes. That would be cool too.
Yep.
Just like we're gonna get attacked. It's gonna happen. It's kind of a thing that we actually want to happen because we're playing survival knives.
Yeah. So basically, like after the chainsaw and the beat cop, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty close. Like you could do anything you really want to. You could upgrade your Tennessee Sour Mashes.
Yep.
Like it's fine. It's not a priority upgrade, but it does make your deck stronger.
Yep. Man, and even that one too. Like if you kill someone with it, because it's a cost, you can just fill it back up. I love it. Just don't mind me. Just gonna have a quick little drink here. Yeah. No,
there's a lot of powerful things you could do. You could also upgrade into the Holy Rosary 2.
Yeah, definitely.
The blue one instead of your teddy bears.
Yep.
Or beside them if you are playing the Relic Hunter upgrade path.
Yeah. Exciting. Yeah, deck looks sick. Deck looks sick. Yeah, let me see. I'll just quickly get the level 0 one. So hopefully the user who I now unfortunately forget who you were, who asked for a short supply deck months ago. I hope that this it was great for me because there was like, even now I think this is like a good use of the geared up 20, like 2/3 of your deck essentially.
Yeah, ideally we get to play 4 items, but if we only get to play 3 and they all cost 1 less, so be it.
I don't think it's going to be hard though to hit
Yeah, especially if you're mulliganing for it.
Yeah. And then the short supply is when the first turn of the game begins. Nice. Sick. All right. Well, thanks, Bryn. I've always liked seeing you build a Will Yorick deck, and also one where it's like not weird. I love this. I love the chainsaw act of desperation thing here. I think that's kind of juicy and fun.
Yeah. The chainsaw is just kind of sick. Not only is it fun to play with, but also the headspace it occupies makes you feel real cool while you're using it to cut somebody up.
Yeah. And honestly, like, Act of Desperation just seems like perfect with Yorick. It's like, reload gun, please.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you discard them both to the short supply, then like, oh well, whatever. I guess they were on the bottom of your deck anyway.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's what's kind of important with short supply too.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like it might mill like even like you're bury them deep. And it might like feel bad, but it's the same thing as if they were at the bottom of your deck, right?
Yep.
It just happens.
You should always imagine it as though it took the cards off the bottom 10 of your deck.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. Random is random.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sick. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. If you want to see more kind of focused deck builds around certain cards and investigators, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. You can find both of these deck lists down in the description below, as well as a link to our Patreon if you want to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.